So we're just going to do a few parts from this first page. If you notice, the notes actually go backwards. They say 5.9 and then 5.8 because I'm pulling a little bit of information from one section and I'm going to put it with another section because that's actually the topics that we need to know about for the SOLs. Pardon me. So, in this 5.9 section, we don't have to worry about finite differences, so you can just cross that out. That's not a part of anything that we're doing. But what we do want to look at is the graph, okay? So, alright, so this is actually what I want to look at, and we're going to keep it really, really basic, okay? What I want us to realize is that we can actually get solutions from our graphs, okay? And solutions can also give us factors. And so when we, it says, use the three given x-intercepts to write the function in intercept form. So just like we've been solving polynomials, after we factor, we say x equals this, and x equals this, and x equals this. Okay, you can actually get that straight from the graph. So x-intercepts are really just the same thing as solutions. Okay, so when we look here, we have the solutions are the x-intercepts. So right here is an x-intercept, right here, and right there. Okay, those are the x-intercepts where it's crossing the x-axis. So those are the solutions. So the numbers are -2, -1, and +2. So those are our solutions. X equals those three numbers. X equals -2, -1, and +2. It's that easy. If it crosses right on the axis, instead of factoring and setting it equal to 0 and solving, you actually can look right at a graph, okay? And x-intercepts are the same thing as solutions. So then to get the function form, now we're not going to worry about like intercept or anything like that. We're not going to take it into all this extra stuff. We're just going to say, okay, well if these are the solutions, okay, the factors are the opposite. Because if you think about it, when we solved factors, we did the opposite when we were solving it. So since we have the solution, we use its opposite to get its factor. So instead of x minus 2, one of the factors is x plus 2. Because you would subtract it if you were solving that, okay? Instead of x minus 1, one of the factors is x plus 1. And instead of x is a +2, you would change it to x minus 2, make it a -2. Okay? Now yes, this does have an A out there. That A stands for how steep it gets. And we don't know that. We're not going to worry about how steep this gets. What we care about is that the intercepts are the same thing as solutions, so you know what x equals, and that these solutions are the opposite of our factors, okay? So let me take a marker and let me just write that down so that you guys notice that these are opposites. Okay? So that's the big thing I want you guys to realize. Solutions are right on the graphs, the x-intercepts, and factors are the opposites of those solutions. That's the biggest thing. So then, let's look at the other one. Let's look at the bottom of the page. Okay, it says the same thing. We're just going to look at that basic thing. So instead of the cubic function, really I just want us to write the function. So write the function of the graph shown. We'll use A just kind of as a general number. Again, we don't know how steep it's going to get, but we at least can get those factors. So let's first decide on the solutions, and then we'll decide on the factors then. Okay? So the solutions are where we cross. So it looks like we're crossing here, and here, and here. So the numbers are -3, 0. That's where that one's crossing. This one's crossing at 1, 0, and this one's crossing at 4, 0. So the solutions, it crosses 3 times, are -3, and +1, and positive 4. So if we were to factor this and solve it, we would get those three answers. Okay? So then the factors are the opposites of those. So we could say f of x, because that's the function. So the opposite of negative 3 is, I'm going to move this over just a little bit. F of x. The opposite of negative 3 is plus 3. The opposite of positive 1 is minus 1. And the opposite of positive 4 is minus 4. Okay, so these three solutions are just the opposite of those factors. Because if I said this equals 0, you would get that when you solve. If I said that equals 0, you would get that when you solve, and so forth. Okay, so again, just to point out, solutions and factors are opposites. Okay, solutions are coming straight from the graph, the x-intercepts. Factors are those opposites of that. All right? So then we're going to go into the 5.8 section. And just kind of relate that a little bit more, we're going to go the other direction with it. We're going to be given these parts, and we're going to graph them just in general, so that you can see it from both ways, okay?